punk ass white boy.
This is American History X. A once about neo-Nazi skinhead tries to change the future of his family, battling with an already rooted culture and a brother who used to look up at him, though before his nefarious self ceased to exist.
Every problem in this country is race-related, not just crime. Because my father was murdered doing his job, putting out a fire in a fucking nigger neighborhood he shouldn't have even given a shit about.
Tony Kaye's first feature film as a director was written by David McKenna, starring Edward Norton and Edward Furlong as Derek and Danny Vineyard, two brothers living in a once white neighborhood, which changed to become a multicultural place, a rising hate from white supremacists which feel like they own the place and the presence of the other cultures is immoral and illegal, labeling blacks as felons and Latinos as border jumpers. Derek Vineyard was the perfect example of a white supremacist, a Hitler supporter, a segregationist, and a violent man. The film introduces us to Derek the moment that started it all, the moment where Derek was charged with murder, and therefore starting the yet-to-be-shown phase of change in his person. This scene in particular is among the most violent and crude in modern cinema, making an emphasis in Derek forcing a man to open his mouth and putting his jaw in the sidewalk, just to end his life by crushing it. The crushing aspect of this scene is how Derek is smiling while he murders these people, enjoying each and every moment of demonstrating white power. White violent power. During the whole scene, the spectator is focused obviously on Derek, but especially on his Nazi tattoo, which stands out as a dark symbol in a black and white scene. Because the film varies from color and black and white, one being in the current time and the other one in the past, we get to see Derek's transformation from being a weak and coward member of a hate group to being a brave and thoughtful person. There's only one scene where Derek's swastika is seen after he is released from prison, demonstrating that he is a new man and he regrets being part of a group like the neo-Nazi skinhead white supremacists. Derek's transformation may seem as a magic trick at the beginning, but when Derek talks to Danny about his time in prison, mentioning the lack of honor, the lack of camaraderie, and the situations he had to live by in order to become the man he is now. He loves Danny. He doesn't want him to kill anybody. He doesn't want him to hate his peers. He doesn't want him to be imprisoned and violently abused while he is showering inside the prison. The whole film is the journey of Derek trying to make the life of his family better. His mission after leaving prison was to help Danny become a better person and stay out of trouble.
Well, what, do you think I want him in here? I mean, I don't know what I feel. I'm all...
The scene where Derek acts as a parental figure and tells Danny to hit his teacher about writing that first essay is a key scene because it starts Danny's own journey for redemption, ending at the final scene where he is standing with his essay in hand, killed by a black guy who afterwards seems regretful about his deed, making Derek cry and think about how his actions influenced his family's life and affected them in a way where they could not have a happy ending. This film teaches us the effects of racism and superiority, of how the actions of the past follow us all along our lives, even when we have already changed for good. The film ends as an essay's conclusion, with a connection back to the thesis, with a reference to Derek's past, but now in the other side of his transformation, stabbing his soul in the back. The film is important because of its script, for themes of hate and redemption, for the perfect character development, the real and powerful dialogues. The acting in this movie, especially Edward Norton's, is definitely Oscar-worthy and highly elevated his career. The other actors are wonderful as well. Edward Furlong portrays a troubled character that even when he says he's a white power supporter, his inner person is actually confused and battling with himself and the culture he lives in. This film is incredible, an instant classic, one with immensely powerful scenes and dialogues, with well-developed protagonists and technical aspects that help it stand out among many others. American History X is a film that everyone must watch in order to understand a part of the hate culture and the consequences of our actions, making it a fan favorite for cinema lovers and a favorite of mine.